Fucking hell. I can sleep longer. It's my day off. Perfect. This is an ideal time to wake up. If I get up now, I'll have plenty of time to do something productive with my day. I'm very cozy. Shit, it's already 12. I need to stop doing this. We sleep for a third of our lives. At best I have until 100. Subtract a third from that is about 66, minus the 22 years that I've already lived. That leaves me with about, 44 years of being productive? It's not very long. I should really savor my time more. Maybe I should start waking up earlier, like 6 or so. I'm sure I'd be a much more sufficient person then. This is very fun to do. I need to do something about these eye bags. I need to lose weight. This looks stupid. So does this. Now time for breakfast. I need to go grocery shopping. I really hate grocery shopping. Every time I go grocery shopping, all I could think is that we are grossly overpopulated. There's no place in the world that I have to say the phrase, "excuse me," more frequently than I have to at a Walmart. I mean, how is there enough oxygen in here for all of us? Oh, now my favorite part of Walmart. Accidentally seeing yourself in one of their mirrors. Fluorescent lights were invented specifically to make you hate yourself. It's impossible to look good in these things. Like, hey, in case you're not already bummed enough that you have to be here because you need food to survive, it's a nice friendly reminder that you're ugly. When did I become so bitter? Maybe I should finally take that vacation to California and get one of those funny Life's the Beach mugs. Even though I live near a beach and I don't go often. I hate pumping gas. Now on to my favorite ritual. Sitting here with my cup of coffee, working on my script. Some days I'll sit here for 6 hours and I won't get anything written at all. A good friend of mine told me once that that's okay, and that ideas form whenever they form, and not to push it, otherwise it won't be as genuine. He's right, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. I could really go for a beer right now. I'm brilliant when I'm drunk. I have all my best thoughts when I'm drinking. Like that time I thought, if I got a straw right now, I could drink that entire puddle, I bet. Or that time I thought, I've never tried kava before, I'm always open to new experiences. And that guy had me try a kava milkshake, and he didn't know that I was drinking prior, and he said, dude, you're not supposed to drink alcohol and drink kava, and I wound up reverse drinking all over the place. If King Tut were buried with a milkshake, that would be it. There's lots of things you begin to realize whenever you're an adult. One of those things is that there is no feeling more relieving in the world than taking a piss when you're drunk. Another one is that whenever a dude invites you over to his place to listen to some records, he doesn't actually want to listen to some records, and if that is nerdy knowledge that you have prior, it'll probably result in you awkwardly leaving, him being disappointed, and his dog runs up to you on your way out the door, tries to hump you. You begin to think to yourself, even his dog's like this? I have a dog. His name's Zion. He's a bit nuts, but he's good company. I thought it would be good to learn how to take care of someone else. I forgot to take him in for his shots. I've been trying to get better at saving up my money, but I have a bad habit of blowing it whenever I'm bored. But I also figure, that one day I'll die, and I don't want to think on my deathbed, I wish I would have bowled more. Started saving my change in a basket. There's been plenty of times where I could have used it for a phone bill or for gas or something. But my dad does this very same thing, which is why I do it now. And he's about 1,308 miles away, so I think I'll just hold on to it for now. I've even held on to this letter he sent me a while back. It says, "Hey baby girl, I hope you enjoy the deer jerky. Uncle Nick made it. I love you tons and will send you a little something later this week. Love, Dad and Barb." It's the most Missouri thing I think I've ever heard anyone say. This flannel belongs to him. I like to wear it whenever I go to the beach, even though I look really dumb in it, on the rare occasions that I do go to the beach. Some days I will see people who will park their cars on the side of the highway and watch the planes take off from the airport. These are my favorite people in the city, because they're the only ones who don't seem to be in a huge hurry all the time. I do like it here though, I really do. I've got friends, plenty of them actually, but friendships as an adult is seeing what days you guys have off, and generally it's the opposite, so you really have to savor times like these. Oh, it's a text from my ex. I'm not going to respond. Yes, I am. But I'll wait 10 minutes. 10 seconds is good enough. But not because I'm weak, but because that's rude, and since when is being rude empowering? I used to be very happy. And in instances like this, I get the slight glimmer of hope that maybe I can have that again. But then again, probably not. Sometimes I think that I add too much significance to things, and maybe the love wasn't reciprocated at all. Maybe I'm like a Denny's, and the only reason he reaches out to me because it's the middle of the night, he's hungry, and it's the only place that's open. And there's a couple McDonald's as well, but at least Denny's is a little bit better. But if it were daytime, and he got his choice of other restaurants, he would have chosen something a lot nicer. Like an Olive Garden. Never liked Olive Gardens. You have to pay for your refills. I think we all add too much significance to things. Like the Barnum effect, for example. In 1948, there was an experiment conducted in which 39 students were given a psychology test and were provided with a brief personality sketch based on their test results. On a scale from 0 to 5, the students reported their results on average being about 4.3% accurate. Many had their own personal stories to support how the characteristics they were given applied to specifically them. Then it was revealed later that they all had identical sketches, assembled from a newsstand astrology book. I think the most lonely part about the city is that you're consistently surrounded by people, but hardly anyone you ever feel even remotely connected to. When I see groups of people like this, all I can think about is red blood cells. One time this guy asked me on the pier, "What do you think of clouds?" And I told him that they pissed me off, because when I was a kid, I'd had this idea of clouds, that they were made out of polyfill, you know, what they stuff stuffed animals with. And then one day, I realized what fog was, and I was immediately disappointed because I had learned that clouds weren't tangible things. I used to hang polyfill clouds on my ceiling with push pins as a funny little inside joke to myself. But I decided to take them down because I figured I should try to be a little bit more of an adult. But that's not the best theory that I had as a kid. I also used to think that the very first people on the earth was a group of businessmen. I thought that they all just walked around looking at things, thinking, this looks like a tree. And that's how everything got its labels. I don't mind being alone. I really don't. I actually sort of enjoy the random improvisation that has become my day-to-day. Just last weekend, I had convinced this entire group of Packers fans that I was really into fantasy football in the sports bar. I had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Someone tried to murder me in my kitchen, just to make a really good shield. The animals here are a trip. The ducks look like what I'd imagine the ducks from Chernobyl look like. But they're actually very sweet. There's one duck who I've seen walking around with all its ducklings, though lately I've only seen it with one. I assume the rest died off, which is sad, but seeing that she's still got one left is somewhat comforting to me. It's 12 a.m. and I've accomplished absolutely nothing. Should probably go to bed. Some nights it's really hard for me to go to sleep, so I've got this cheap medication that helps. But I can't take it whenever I've been drinking, so in times like these, I just stare at my popcorn ceiling and I'll count all the bumps until I get tired. I hope I have a cool dream tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fucking hell.